You're listening to Lore Friendly episode. I have no idea, but it's an episode.
It's an episode. Who knows?
110? 110. Let's go with 110.
Yeah, I'll label it as being 110B because all of my podcast recordings are fucked.
The big news this week is not Alice's labels, but Fallout 76 Wastelanders is getting delayed.
Hey!
I did not know it had a date. Did it have a date before? Was it the end of the year?
I don't know.
But it's going to be out in Q1 of next year, which is always good. I think people are generally forgiving of delays to clean up bugs and other issues and things like that. People are fine with delays. Nobody gets up in arms. I don't see any pitchforks out for delays for games.
Yeah. No, I've never seen anything.
Maybe a few torches here and there, but no pitchforks. No torch forks either. You get a pitchfork, you put 2 torches on either, like, tine, I guess it's called. I'm not sure what it's called. Because forks have tines. A pitchfork should have tines. You put 2 torches on there, it saves you time. You could use just one hand. You could have a pitchfork with 2 torches on it and still, like, stab somebody. Maybe set them on fire as well.
What?
Torch forks. I'm talking about torch forks. Because you have torches and pitchforks. When the mob gets out, they have torches and pitchforks, right?
Yeah.
You've heard that phrase,
Yeah, I've
right?
heard that phrase before. I've also watched the Simpsons movie. I know what torches and pitchforks are.
So you have torch forks, right? Instead of having a separate torch and a pitchfork, which takes up both hands, you have a torch fork.
Yeah, but surely this would just be a specialist, unique product that would only have its usage in mobs. The reason why we have pitchforks and torches as...
Yes, you wouldn't use it for hay because obviously it would set the hay on fire because you have torches attached to it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good idea. But that's the thing. That's the reason why mobs use them, because it's easily accessible. How much would you be charging for your torch forks?
I don't know. $10? $20? It would be less than the cost of making one yourself. It would be more, actually. It would be more than the cost of making yourself because we do the work for you, right? So there's a convenience tax built into the torch fork.
There's not a convenience to it, though. There's no convenience.
Yes, there is, because you don't have to get a separate torch and pitchfork. You just pick up one thing.
No, but generally in an angry mob, you only carry one or the other anyway. You don't need both.
So you have your torchmen and your forkmen.
Yeah.
Or torch women.
Yeah, come on. Equality, Chris.
Yes. But then what if everybody picks up a torch? And what if you have 100 people and 90 pick up a torch? You only have 10 pitchforks. What kind of angry mob is that? It'll be too bright. You can't even see anything. You can't even see the mob. It'll just be like one of those concerts where everybody has their candles up in the air. It's not going to work. You have torch forks for a reason. It lights up the area, it stabs people, and it could also set them on fire if you stab them. Anyways, the point being is that the cost of the torch fork is going to be very, very, very competitive.
Yes, but it doesn't have any practical applications outside of the realm of the angry mod. That's why pitchforks and torches are so good.
Do you know how many angry mobs that are being generated every day in 2019, 2020?
Yes, because I'm part of one. But you know what I don't need? A pitchfork and a torch, because I'd get arrested. Yes, and I'm not about that life, Chris.
Well, they aren't out for this. Do you think that they'll be out for the cost of private servers? Because Bethesda also announced that private servers are coming very soon, but they have not mentioned the cost of private servers for Fallout 76.
No.
What do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be...
I feel like if they're not mentioning it, it's going to be quite high.
Because according to Newsweek, Battlefield 1 and Ark Survival charged $100 per year, so which is like $8 a month, roughly. I don't know. I didn't do the math. But do you think it's going to be higher or lower than 100? I think it's going to be like in the $14.99 a month range.
Yeah, I think it might be around £14-15 a month.
Do you think that's too high or too low? Or what are your thoughts on a subscription thing?
The thing is that I'm not generally somebody who uses private servers. Like, the only reason that I've used private servers in the past is for Minecraft.
Right.
And that was when I wasn't having to foot the bill for it.
Yeah, I don't know if the private server thing is all that appealing on its own. right? Because like having the world is huge, and so having other players in the world, you don't really like interact with them constantly. When at least when I was playing 76, which admittedly was a while ago, but the thing that is sort of like a game changer is the mods. Like if they're going to introduce mods, and Bethesda mods are different than any other game, right?
Yeah.
The modability of Bethesda games, you're going to need a private server.
Yeah, the
for
private
mods.
server's that's going to be its main usage, but then it's sort of like a through around way of paying for mods. In a way, like you wouldn't have to use them, but if you wanted to use mods, then you'd have to use a private server.
You said that, I didn't.
Yeah.
But that sort of incentive that's there, because you can't have mods, logistically, you just can't have them on the public server,
No.
right? We can't have one guy have mods and then the other guy doesn't. It just doesn't work. So the fact that logistically you need to have a private server to have mods to charge for it, it might be appealing in that sense. I can't imagine if, depending on the quality of mods that come out, especially if NPCs are going to be introduced and dialogue options are available, the quality of the mods that come out, it may force people to, for sure. Like I think I would definitely get a subscription as long as it was under 15 and under. I think I would get it. It's just, it's like, imagine playing Skyrim without mods, right?
Yeah, can't do
Like,
it.
could you do that? Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't do it.
Would you pay $15 for a mod? This is getting into hairy territory. Would you pay $15 for a service that allowed you to have all mods? I mean, that's the question.
Is it $15 one time pay or $15 per month?
Per month.
I can't afford that.
Right, but when you're not playing, you could turn it off, right? I'm assuming you could cancel and restart.
Yeah, but the thing that I like about mods is that it's a lot of content, a lot of extra content that you're not having to pay for.
Yeah, it's the price point that's appealing. It's not
Yeah.
the mods themselves.
Because I'm poor.
Yeah. I can see why people would buy it strictly for that, though. The subscription service. I don't see the real advantage. Like, private servers sound cool, like you could just play by yourself, but ultimately it's not that big of a deal. I don't think, to have 10 or 20 people just hanging around in a world that is absolutely huge. So you're never even going to see these people, right?
Yeah.
If you want to avoid them, you can. But yeah, if mods are dependent on like having a private server, then yeah, you're definitely, if you want to have that kind of full Fallout 76 experience, you're probably gonna have to pony up. But I don't know if it's gonna be 15. It could be 9, could be 6, could be $5 a month. You could be able to pay with
Yeah.
atoms. If you could pay with atoms,
That would be fantastic.
then you don't have to pay anything. You could just earn the money in game.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows?
But I don't think that's very likely.
No.
Because they've got to pay for the server hosting costs.
Yeah. But
Or
yeah,
whatever. I don't know how video games work, Chris. I don't know how online private servers work, but all I'm certain about is that I can't afford to pay £15 a month for.
But you're absolutely confident that torchforks will not work. That you're
I'm absolutely confident that your silly idea will not work. What you need to do is can you turn it off and on?
Probably. It could be electrically powered.
Could you coat the pitchfork itself, the metal bit, with a flammable substance, which means that it isn't always on fire?
You could.
So then it does have the dual applications.
I don't know if that's technically a torchfork, though. That could just be a
Or
pitchfork.
could you...
A flaming pitchfork.
Which would look badass as shit. You know what you'd look like? The devil.
But then you can't really market the name.
Yes, you can! Because it's still a torch, and it's still a
True.
fork. It has all the practicalities of a torch, which is essentially walking around, waving around a flame so that you can see things. And it's got all the practicalities of a pitchfork in that you can actually use it to shovel hay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and we got the order right. I mean, fork torch is not a good name.
No, bad name. Not very got much ring to it, has it?
It's basically like dagger rim. Torchfork, yay. I'm probably not the first person who came up with torchfork. I'm sure if you Google it, there's plenty of instances.
Go on, let's have a Google. Let's see if I can find one. Let's get my annoying keyboard clacking. Torchfork.
Google says there's a torchfork mob. There you go.
The streamers. But going on to Google Images, I'm not seeing any actual torchforks. I'm seeing the logo, which looks a bit like a torchfork, but I'm not seeing an actual torchfork. I am not seeing a physical working torchfork here, Chris.
I see a prototype picture where the torch is on the other end of the pitchfork. So
Which
you
is
like flip it around.
dangerous because it depends on which side you're using. You're either going to stab your foot or you're going to set your foot on fire.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
No.
I want the flame on the pitchfork side. I want it on the stabby side.
Think of the shadows it would cast as well. It'd be so
Yeah.
dramatic.
I figured it'd be more like a bayonet. Like you would have the pitchfork, but you'd also have the torch there also as like a accessory that you could use. But anyways,
Now, I think an actual flaming torch fork is the best idea for this route, Chris.
I will cede to your expert opinion. Wastelanders, though, I think is going to be great. That's the one thing that Fallout 76 needs. It needs NPCs, needs some diversity of content.
It's going to give people what they've been asking for since launch.
But I get it though, because I get that they were taking a chance. So it's fine that they tried something different. I don't think it worked. I think NPCs is going to be a game changer.
It's going to be fantastic. It's going to add so much more content. It's going to make it seem like there's life in the world rather than just death and sadness.
And they went with the old dialogue system. They've got, unvoiced player obviously and menu dialogue,
which makes things a lot easier for modders.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes forward. I mean, I'm sick of Fallout. I don't want to use the word sick. I'm kind of tired of Fallout. So
you've got Fallout fatigue.
Fallout fatigue that's a good way of saying it. I definitely got Fallout fatigue. So I'm kind of waiting for Starfield, but who knows? Once the mod stuff starts coming out, it might be a good thing to like dabble into and like mess around, make a few mods.
Well,
we'll see.
Depending on what time in the year it comes out as well, we have got a lot of good and highly anticipated games coming out over the next couple of months and into the first quarter of 2020. So we've got Cyberpunk as well. There's the new Okami game coming out, I believe, as well. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. There's, of course, Death Stranding, which is coming out. I think it's coming out in November, ready for the holiday season. But don't quote me
Are you sure
on
it's
that.
not the Twitch stream?
I'm sure it's
the
not
Twitch
the Twitch
stream for the trailer.
No.
For the Facebook page.
No, but Hideo Kojima.
For the Twitter post.
But Hideo Kojima has been teasing that he's been editing together the final teaser trailer for the game, and it's like, for God's sake, Hideo, we love you, but just get on with getting the game out, please.
Yeah. So Wastelanders next quarter, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't know when the Creation Kit is coming out though. The mods are coming out for that, but we'll see where we're at this. We'll see where we're at. No, they're definitely gonna want to push that out.
Yeah.
Once private servers are, private servers are coming soon. They're coming like.
It will encourage the purchasing of the private servers.
Yeah. So there's definitely incentive built in for Bethesda to make the mod kit available for that. So yeah, Fallout 76 news. That's that. We also, what else do we want to talk about?
Speaking of delays. It is with heavy heart that I have to break the news that came out last month that probably everyone's already seen by now. Not last month, last week, sorry. It's my greatest displeasure to announce to you all that Vampire the Masquerade 2 has been delayed. It was due to come out around my birthday, Chris.
Is that a pitchfork in your hand or no?
No, it's just sorrow.
Okay.
No, it was due to come out in around March 2020, which would be just in time for my 25th birthday. Which I felt would have been really poetic if it came out around that time, because I actually got the original Bloodlines for my birthday present when I turned 18. And 25 is my last big birthday before I hit 30.
Yeah, 25 is a big deal. You get lower car insurance, I think.
I don't, because I can't drive.
Really? You cannot drive at all? Like if you got put in a car and like your life depended on you getting from A to B?
I've been given lessons,
you could figure it out, I'm sure.
I've done a good 30 hours of lessons.
Are the majority of cars stick or automatic? Stick is a little bit different.
Yeah, manual.
Yeah, I can't even drive stick. What were we talking about? Oh, so it got delayed. But again, this is a good thing. It's to polish up the bugs. It's to polish up the game.
Because that was the issue with the initial Bloodlines, is that it did have to get rushed out the door for a certain date.
Yeah.
And that's why there were so much bugs. It's why the ending of the game wasn't very satisfying. I'm glad that they're at least allowing the developers the time to make it the product that they want to push out.
I think that there is so much PTSD over buggy games coming out that like gamers also are just naturally forgiving, because they're like, like, oh, I don't want that other experience to happen again. So at
No.
least this one will help avoid that. So then, yeah, I think there's a built-in through the years of failure and bugginess, there's a built-in sort of forgiveness for delays. Where in the past,
It was frustrating.
yeah, in the past people were like, you promised me the game on this day, and
No,
then
I want the
yeah,
game now. Mom.
pretty much that is a spot-on impression of.
God, Mom.
But yeah, any other news on that? Is it just delays?
So, yeah,
Delays.
it's been delayed, which is good and bad at the same time. I was just excited for the whole, poeticness of the release date, even though that has nothing to do with me whatsoever. But there has still been more information being released out about it. And one of my new favourite YouTubers, Outstar, who I mentioned, I believe, a couple of podcasts back in terms of lore and things like that, she discussed, and she actually got to have an interview with the developers and kind of pick their brains a bit about different things that are coming out about the game. So there's things like it's got full character customization, which we didn't have in the initial Bloodlines, which is always nice. So I can put my lovely ginger hair in there and it's going to be lovely, and I'm not going to be forced to be someone that I'm not. It's also got a lot of exploration elements. In fact, the developers were saying that some of the exploration was some of their favourite parts about the game. And you know me, love to explore a video game. It's why I liked interesting NPCs so much.
Yeah, as Seattle isn't an urban area that's explored often in video games. I don't think there's been a game set in Seattle, has there? Other than like in the like woodland areas of the Pacific Northwest, like there was a game like Alan Wake that was. I'm not sure if it was set in Seattle, but it had that kind of Pacific Northwest vibe. But I don't know if there's been one that's been like in the urban areas where like the Starbucks are and all that other shit. The Seattle Mariners.
No, I'm quite excited for it because it's also very much based on Seattle's history. And you know what I love, Chris?
Yes.
History.
I would have never guessed. Yeah, especially after you poo-pooed my torch fork idea.
No, it's one of my
we
favorite
learn
things.
something new every day.
I'm very excited that it's just drip feeds of information rather than
Yes.
and it's only been over a year rather than where it's with Death Stranding where it's been over like 10 years. God, how long has it been since Death Stranding was initially announced? Has it been like 3-4 years now?
I have no idea.
It feels like 3 or 4 years.
I don't really have a good concept of time, so it
Me
could
neither.
be like 3 or 4 years. Who knows? What's not being delayed is Outer Worlds. It's coming out on Friday.
Yes, it
and
is.
It has an 86 Metacritic score, which is kind of exciting. 86 is high, right?
That's very
almost
high,
90. Yes. 90 is like 90%, and 86 is like right there. So, yeah. I haven't really looked at too much of the sort of the reviews because I don't want to be spoiled, but they're having an event, I guess, in Costa Mesa, which is like right by where I live. I could actually go there.
I think you should go.
And then you could watch on the live stream and I could wave to you.
I really think you should go, Chris. Honestly.
If I go, then I'll just like look for the cameras and start like, saying hi, and then you'll recognize me. Nobody else will because they don't know what I look like. But...
I know what you look like. I'm part of the exclusive club who knows what Chris looks like.
Yes. There are like 4 of you, and including my family also. But
exclusive
and
club.
Todd Howard. No.
And Todd Howard.
No, that was a joke. He doesn't know.
Oh.
Yeah, but I could jump. I don't know. You need tickets for that? I'm assuming that it's not going to be a huge event because there's not too many people that know about Obsidian, I think, here. I'm not sure. Just like, I'm talking about the normies. I'm talking about the muggles.
Well, it's not like it's a big COD style game, is it? COD style game or anything like that. It's not like... Obsidian's a big company and it's a very well established company. So I think it might actually be quite busy, honestly.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's a lot of people here. That's the other thing. Even though it may be a small percentage, like a small percentage of 1 million is like, or 10 million is still a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. How many people are in this city? Let me see. How many people are in Orange County? Orange County population. 3.19 million are in this county. So a small percentage of 3.19 million is still a lot of people. So, and they could be driving down from LA too. And LA has, God knows how many people in LA. But yeah, it when I go like in public, or if I go like to the doctor or something, they'll ask me like, "Oh, you work like for video games and stuff. What company is it? Blizzard? Is it Blizzard?" And that's like really the only one they know is Blizzard, because Blizzard is like the big company around here everybody works for. It's the video game thing here
Yeah.
to do. But there's actually a lot of companies here. There's Atlas is here, Obsidian, Blizzard I mentioned. There's a couple others, but yeah, there's a few. But yeah, I don't know how popular it's going to be. I don't want to go anywhere where it's like packed and you can barely see anything other than other people's heads. So we'll see.
I don't know. I think you should just go for it, you know? Make your stage debut. Well, not your stage debut, but your public debut as in you leave the house.
They're not going to be there to see me. There's going to be like fucking legendary devs there. So it's more about meeting them.
Yeah.
You know, it's being a fan, saying, hey, I love that thing you did. I love that. I don't know, Fisto, the anal probing projectron you made.
It's fantastic. Who doesn't love
Yes.
Fisto?
Yes.
No, I think it would be quite good because, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm probably wrong. Obsidian was the company in charge of Fallout New Vegas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that as a Fallout fan who has developed stuff for Fallout New Vegas, you should attend.
It's going to have Tim Kaine and Leonard Boyarsky and also Major Nelson.
I've heard of Tim Kaine.
Yes.
Ooh, how'd you spell it? One sec. It's gonna jog my memory.
You need help spelling Tim Kaine?
Is it Cain as in, like, whacking somebody?
Oh,
Cain?
that's true. It could be different. It's
Cain as in
C-A-I-N.
Cain and Abel?
Yeah, Cain and Abel. True, you're right. It could also be like Kane as in Bob Kane.
Yeah.
Kane. No, he was the lead programmer
Yeah, he was the producer lead.
for the original
Or,
Fallout.
I think you should go.
I don't think you realize what this is. This is like...
Wait. No!
Hey, Vampire the
Yes!
Masquerade Bloodlines.
Chris, you've got to go.
Yes, I'm going to go and tell him about my friend Alice who loves VTMB, and I'm also going to pitch him my idea for Torchforks, and he's going to love it.
Yes. Do it.
But yeah, Tim Kaine's going to be there, worked on Legendary Dev, worked on the original Fallout, worked on Alice's favorite game series. He also worked on Sierra games, it looks like. So Sierra games are pretty cool, like King's Quest and all that stuff. I don't know if he worked on King's
famous.
Quest, but
King's Quest and things like that, they're the classics.
yeah. So looking at his Wikipedia page, like there's just some weird tidbits here. It says his favorite dishes are garlic chicken fried rice and chicken karaage.
Why not?
Okay.
Cool.
When you have your own Wikipedia page, Alice, what weird tidbit is going to be on your page?
Ooh, there's all sorts. You could put about my unhealthy obsession with guinea pigs.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to put that you once sent me a dick pic. That's what I'm going to put there. It's going to be right there under personal life.
Once sent legendary mod developer Chris Takahashi a dick pic of somebody else's dick.
There you go. That people are going to go to your Wikipedia page and learn all about you, and then they're going to see this weird, whoa, what's this? What's
Oh,
this
no.
kid in here? I thought this was supposed to be a legitimate source of educational knowledge, and yet here I am. I'm shocked and appalled and educated, but not in the thing I wanted to be educated on. Not in the thing I wanted to learn. Very
Alas.
fishy.
Oh well. People can
What is
learn all
Leonard
sorts about me.
Leonard Boyarsky, a computer game designer and visual artist who worked on Fallout and Diablo 3. Also,
It's like the whole
worked
gang's
on-
getting back together. Isn't
Yeah.
that the whole thing of Obsidian?
Yeah.
It's like the whole gang's
Also-
getting back together from the original Fallout.
Well, Chris Avalon, I don't know if he's gonna be there, but Leonard Boyarsky also worked on VTMB. And so there you go. It's a VTMB reunion. That's all it is. I'm just going to go there and pepper them with questions about the sequel. Say, what do you think about it? Is it true to the original? Are you going to make a Outer Worlds version of VTMB? Because that's what people are saying. Outer Worlds is kind of like their version of Fallout because they no longer
Yeah.
own the IP, right?
So they've got to do their own thing.
Yeah. So maybe VTMB, they'll have to do their own thing. Huh?
No?
There you go. Tim Kaine is actually the co-founder of Troika Games.
Ah.
We're learning all sorts of neat stuff.
This
about
is
these
fantastic. Oh, I need to watch some more history videos on Troika Games and stuff just to get me hyped for it because I'm really excited.
people. So there you go. You might like Outer Worlds because made by the same people.
I will have to try it out with my terrible graphics card. But for how long, Chris? For how long?
I don't know.
Because,
I don't know.
Chris, I am now on the way to buying my new computer.
Oh, have you saved up your money? Have you?
My money has been saved. It's been a long, hard 2 years of saving on minimum wage and student fees.
Oh,
But-
they pay you for fees?
No. I used to get grants and student loans, but the thing is with our student loans here in England is that we only have to pay them back once we get over a certain threshold of wage, and I'm never gonna be over that.
I was gonna say I've been doing fees all wrong. I've been paying the other companies for them. Maybe it works different in England. It's 'cause it's like how toilets, when they flush, they go backwards. You know.
But on to the good news. I have found the computer that I'm after. It is the Novatech Core Blaze. I decided to go for
sounds
pre-built
fancy.
because I'm terrible with technology and technology specs.
Yeah, I mean the advantage of building your own PC is overstated because usually when one part fails, you need to get a whole bunch of other parts
Yeah.
anyway. So it's like the modular aspect doesn't really come into play too often. So it's just it's fine to get a pre-built.
So it's a pre-built, but it's custom made by the company.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you the base, and then you can swap out components. So the base that I've gone for, I've basically had to do a couple of swaps. The main swap being swapping out the memory. So I've swapped it from an 8GB at
You need 16 at
yeah,
least,
I've swapped
right?
it from an 8GB to a 16GB 3600 megahertz. I've got a GeForce GTX in it. I've got a good processor, AMD, motherboard. Got to have a motherboard and a computer, haven't you? Because otherwise, it's not going to work.
You have it looks like you get a terabyte SATA hard drive, but you get a 240 gigabyte NVMe M2 solid state drive. Those are the new ones. I don't know, 240 is kind of low. 250, like I have one that's 250, but it fills. I can only put 2 games on it really.
Yeah.
Like you could put your games on your base hard drive,
Yeah.
which has a terabyte, but you would want them on your SSD because the loading times will be so much faster on your SSD. So
It'd just be a case of swapping them out, wouldn't it? So swapping which games you're playing onto which one's on the
Yeah,
solid
yeah.
state, which one's on the...
yeah, I would put like your current games on your SSD, and then it might be a little bit of a hassle to rotate, but
Yeah. That's fine. But yes, I've checked it against all the specs of things that are coming out in 2020. At least the predicted stats and things like that, and it will more than
Well,
work.
there you go. Now you can play
And
games.
I'm just very excited because the last time that I upgraded my gaming PC, my laptop, was in 2012, November 2012. And whilst it had a good run and it worked fantastically, unfortunately, games always get better.
Yeah.
So,
They require new equipment.
yeah,
But that's-
always
that's
requires
good.
new equipment.
It's better than if they didn't require new equipment, because then we would still be playing on 2012 graphics. That would not be cool. That would not be fun. We wouldn't know any better. It'd be like Plato in the allegory of the cave or whatever. We wouldn't know any better. We would think that these graphics, these 2012 graphics, are amazing, but they wouldn't be. They'd be a lie. It'd be a lie told to us. Shadow puppets. The cave. Anyways, so yes, you're gonna get a new computer. You're gonna be able to play these games instead of just watching them on YouTube.
Yes,
It's gonna be fantastic.
so excited.
All right, so next week, Alice may be able to play the game.
I
may
probably
not
won't be able to play the game because it's
Try it. I'm gonna
This is a
send you.
custom build, so it's gonna take a while. Anything else?
All right, so give it a try. We'll have our outer Worlds review on Monday.
Or Tuesday, dependent on
Or
which day we record, because I'm not going to have time to record until Tuesday.
yes, next week.
Some point next week, yes.
All right, and also if private servers are out by then, we may talk about that as well, because
Yes.
we'll know the price. The price, that's the scary thing. because all these fees we gotta pay.
Yes.
Yeah, and any other news? No news on Mouthwatch. No news on Fat Watch.
Mouthwatch. No news on Fat Watch. Other than
It's a sad
Andy
week.
Serkis is still lovely.
Yes,
There
and
we
we
go.
also made it through an entire podcast without mentioning genitalia once.
No, we didn't.
Did we mention it?
Yes.
Oh, we did. The
It was
Wikipedia
all
thing.
your fault as well.
My bingo card is basically dicks in the center, Vampire the Masquerade, Hideo Kojima. I'm not sure what else, but those are the 3 that are on every bingo card. So take a shot if you had those, and now you're drunk and possibly have alcohol poisoning. So we'll talk to you next week if you're still alive.
Goodbye.